Hey, y'all, and welcome to day number 33 of the WSOP, which means we only have 20 more days left. And the fourth annual WSOP and All Vegas Poker Spaces coverage. I'm Sherry Pluskota, aka Peaches, aka the White Oprah of the poker community. And that still cracks me up. Please be reminded that we will always try to give our most updated and accurate information possible, but we are human and the information is always fluid in the poker world. So please make sure to double check any information we provide to ensure yourself the best experience possible. And please correct us if we're wrong. We want to get it right. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sherry Pluskota 9212, where you can find the recordings of my daily spaces and interviews. And yes, I'm a little bit behind getting those posted because I'm in Vegas right now. Sorry, folks. Big shout out to Craig Larson and the staff, Sean McCormick and the staff over at the Bellagio for making our seventh official Spaces meetup game such a success. And we're going to get into the details here shortly, but definitely needed to give them a shout out right off the top. As far as the Quilts for charity, we've been raising funds for the Poker Gives charity, their Feed the Homeless program, and the link to that donation center was shut down on late on Thursday night because Lupe had her Lips Championship that she was hosting, and so she needed to shut it down a little bit earlier than we initially had planned, but it's okay. And I'm waiting to hear from her for the final tally. She sent me the names and the donations, but I want to make sure my tally matches her tally. So hopefully she'll get that to me shortly so I can get on with my day and do the drawing, get the list of ticket numbers out and get the drawing taken care of so we can see who the winner is. And yeah, looking forward to figuring out who's going to take that quilt home or if I need to ship it somewhere. So that's exciting for sure. Got a lot of to talk about today, but the one thing I wanted to start out with is the Poker Hall of Fame, and I'm going to post a list of some of the. I just quickly within the last few minutes made a list of the current Hall of Famers, and hopefully, um, yeah, I don't have them all on there, but there's quite a few on there. So if you have any feelings either way about any of the nominations that are on the slate for this year's induction, here's the list of people you can contact because they're the voters. They're going to vote the next person or people into the Hall of Fame. So if you feel strongly one way or another, go ahead and reach out to them. Let them know your feelings on those nominations. So I'm going to post that list, but right now I'm just going to read it. Real quickly, Michael Mizuraki, Nick Schulman, Patrick Antonius, Brian Rast, Alezra, Huxley, Chris Moneymaker, Oppenheim, Hennigan, Escadani, Ivy, Mortensen, Todd Brunson, Jennifer Harmon, Dean Nagg, Scotty Wynn, McAvoy, Barry Greenstein, excuse me, Linda Johnson, Eric Seidel, Harrington, Barbara Enright, Helmuth, Billy Baxter, TJ Coutier. No, I just lost his name as fast as I was going to say it. TJ, somebody help me out. Coutier. Jack Binion.
Yeah, it's Gautier.
Thank you. As soon as I was going to say it, it just like, nope, don't know it. But I have it. I just typed it up really quickly. And as I'm talking, I'm trying to get into the purple pill, but it's not letting me. So anyway, I will post that list. And again, if you feel strongly about any candidate that hey, this is the one I want in, or hey, these two I want in, or hey, I don't want this one to even have a chance to get in, those are the people you need to reach out to and let your feelings be heard. So I will definitely post that list. And again, I know I have a few names missing because I did it really quickly, but that is a majority of them. And so there you go. Okay. So let me welcome everybody to the board. And I'm going to welcome Papa Poker because it's Papa Poker Saturday first. How are you, pal?
Hello. there's a meetup, there's Vegas going on. Congratulations on everything going on today. So exciting.
Well, thank you. And we had that meetup game yesterday, and we're going to dive deep into it in just a minute. It was fantastic for sure. And those of you, Isaac in particular, that missed it, I know your heart was broken and I hate it for you, but we had a blast for sure. And I'm going to tell you, people were asking where you were, Isaac, and definitely were disappointed you weren't joining us. And, it sucks, but we'll be back at it in December when we have one around the WPT time. And guess what? We'll make sure Isaac's there for sure. So, Papa Poker, what do you want to
Yeah,
bring up?
so sorry. So
Anything in
sorry. I
particular?
was, working, those of us with the Monday through Friday gigs. So I am gonna
No.
drive from California late tonight and enter the mini main flight A tomorrow. Then I can go back to work on Monday and
Okay.
Tuesday if I'm successful. So just I love freeze outs. The mini mains obviously freeze out per level and they have flights A, B, and C, but I am excited to do the mini main at a minimum. And that's just such a fun event. I love freeze outs. Everybody, I think, puts the mini main on their
Yes.
schedule if they can. And so excited to be competing for another bracelet here just in 24 hours.
Very cool. Now, I know you've done some work in the commentary booth with covering hockey that I know of. What do you think about the booth and some of the, feedback that's going on in Jared's, performance in the booth? Do you have any comments about that?
Oh, I am a fan. I thought it was so funny when he said, "Why are we watching the seniors?" I thought it was so funny when he fell in love with the super seniors. So I can't watch every single hour. And so if you get little doses, I think it's entertaining. It's not like we're having Jared all the time. I thought Selena was doing amazing commentating the women's last night. So not every announcer is going to be your cup of tea. I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea. So I'm a Jared fan in that he
Oh, you're so politically correct. We're going to move
all
on.
right, fine.
We're going
Well,
to move on. We're
you
going
don't
to
have
move
to agree with
on.
my opinion, but you asked me that it was too classic when I
I'm
was feeling
poking
the
at I'm
same way. I
poking
was
at you.
feeling the same way. I did not want to watch the seniors when the PPC was going on. But back to you, Sherry. We'll move on. I'm not everyone's cup of tea
Look,
either.
I'm just poking at you, buddy. Don't be so quick with it. Just poking at you this morning, just poking at you. Um, uh, People liked what he was doing. People didn't like what he was doing. Did he cross the line? Yeah, I think he did many times. I'm not there to hear what he was saying, that's for sure. And I definitely won't be listening anytime he's in the booth because I don't show up to get insulted. You can make jokes, and maybe it's just he's bad at making jokes. I don't know. I don't know him well enough. But, when Norman Chad makes a joke, we get it. So, yeah, yeah, I won't be tuning into him anytime soon, that's for sure. And I didn't hear any of the ladies' event being broadcasted. So tell me who was in the booth?
So, do you know Randy Lou? So
Yeah.
Randy Lou's wife, Selena Lynn, she flew from their home. I think they're in Australia, all the way to Vegas so that she could commentate. And she knows her stuff. I've heard her do other commentary before, but having a lady who knows all the right plays, she was explaining when she's in ladies' events what she sees different from ladies versus, general field tournaments.
Nice.
So I like the insight. She was fun to have in the booth. She was there with Stapes. I know Stapes is not everyone's cup of tea, but Selena was rocking it during the ladies' coverage.
Go, Selena. I'll have to go back and listen to some of it for sure. Um, I don't think I know who that is, Selena. But I will definitely try to go back and listen to some of it so I can get a feel for um her booth presence, because the more the merrier, right? And so maybe we could take out the rubbish and put in
I think
some fresh meat, so they
Selena
speak.
Lynn is your cup of tea. You would appreciate all of her insights from playing ladies events, and then her analysis was top notch too.
Awesome. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I will look forward to going back and listening to it for sure. Is there any topics you want to bring up today?
I just think the other thing of note, with the ladies event going on, is that Sheena got to say shuffle up a deal and then did not win the ladies event. Obviously, that's happened in the past couple days here, but I just love this event. It's so much a broadening for poker. I think I'd love to hear your thoughts. It's obviously Ladies Week and there's so many events around town, but what excites you about the WSOP event and all the events around town?
Um, for me, it is to have been witness to the evolution of this ladies event at the WSOP, because it really wasn't very many years ago that we were paying for $1,000 entry and only getting like 10,000 in chips, while other $1,000 entry tournaments were getting twice or more than that. And so of course, that was a big change that all of us women were like, yes, why is this one being treated differently for the same price point, right? And so that is definitely something I loved seeing evolve. I love the ladies' events because the camaraderie and the networking that goes on at them. It's just a different atmosphere. If you've never been around a ladies' event, gentlemen, I suggest you just go hang out at one, not in a creepy way, but you guys get what I mean. Just go hang out at one and you will notice the difference between a ladies' event and just a mix, so to speak, event. There is a difference, and it is very important that we do them for sure. I am excited to see Sheena here again this year. I'm also a little disappointed that there's been a little hoopla about an article that was written and using the RIP, and people just blew it out of proportion. People were just being creative, meaning that she was out of the tournament. So, like, rest in peace, you're out kind of thing. And people were, blowing it out of proportion. I think I have not seen all of the details on that. I'm going to be real honest with you. I've been just too busy to look at it, but I know were upset. And even I think she was upset that that was used. And I don't understand why. And it could be a cultural thing. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. ASG, do you know?
I mean, yeah. So poker org, when she got eliminated, posted that you know they're posted should not be going back to back to back. R.I.P. Queen, and then they posted a picture of her with a big R.I.P. on it, like which yeah, especially for a news organization, you should be clear with what you're posting. Uh, you should be saying this person's been eliminated, not R.I.P. And then after she said she didn't like that, they then double down, as Poker has been known to do, and like gave this whole thing about like what RIP means, and it was like, that seemed like, I guess, it's one thing to like post it and then like whatever, but then like the doubling down is not necessary, and I think they realized their error in their ways and deleted the tweets. So the tweets have now been deleted. So if you don't give them credit for deleting the tweets, then there's no point in ever deleting the tweets. So I always give them credit for realizing that there was no reason for going out of their way to do this, and they've now deleted the tweets.
Okay. Thank you for that update. And I'm going to just be on the complete opposite of that. I don't think they should have been forced by bullying on the internet to take it down. It was referring to her being out of a tournament. And if anybody took it other than that, and again, I reference cultural, I can understand maybe culturally somewhere out in the world somebody misunderstood that. But in the world of poker, that was purely a reference to her being out of that tournament and nothing else. And that should have not been taken down. I'm sorry. I'm just of that opinion. Um, yeah, I
And
just,
I think
anyway,
I think there
we
is a
can.
cultural component where implying death, even if it's not um related to the topic. I totally get, Sherry, where you're coming from. In American culture, it's totally cool. My general reaction is it's fine. I do think there is a cultural component where in Asia, any implication of death is considered extreme bad luck and that you're wishing someone death, which is obviously not what Poker Org was trying to do. But there is that. My philosophy as someone who interviews people and works with people is if anyone says I don't like the post, I just take it down. Like I've had a couple people do things with me on social media and then they're like, oh, I don't like how that came out. My philosophy now, it's not everyone's, is just, oh, if the person doesn't like it, I'm going to take it down. But to each their own. I totally get where you're coming from, Sherry, too.
Yeah, and I just don't think if I'm a reporter, an interviewer in the media, it's a good practice to take things down. I just don't. And that could mean I take bullets myself because I've left it up, which I have in the past. Because to me, that is truth in my reporting. That's how I look at it. Everybody looks at it differently. And that's just how I look at it, that I can, take the criticism for that as well as not, that be celebrated for that, something else or whatever. But I don't think it's a good practice that because somebody doesn't like it, oh, just immediately take it down because I said I didn't like it. It's ridiculous. Now, I do think that there is a cultural issue here, but again, we are in America and this is a publication covering something in America. So we have to look at it from all points of view. And maybe it should have been left up and just never doubled down on it. I didn't see what ASG was referring to as far as the double down, but I believe what he's saying for sure. And maybe that's where the error was, that they should have just said, yeah, maybe we missed the boat on this one and just, sorry, and leave it up. You know, I don't know. I just don't think it's good practice for us. To me, it's sort of like this is where it rings home for me. And I hope I'm a little tired, so I'm a little all over the place. Um, but we all know that sometimes in the poker world, our poker media, their hands are tied because they're being paid by the operators that they're covering. And so they're getting orders, so to speak, not to put out there certain things. I mean, they're, being censored, so to speak, in what they can and cannot put out to the public. Okay. That being said, I don't think we should I I don't think we should add to that by saying, okay, we're going to bully a publication into taking something down that is harmless. I mean, it was harmless. It was
Yeah.
just
Well,
a different way to cover someone losing. Because guess what? How many times have we heard the same thing when somebody goes out? Oh, they went to the showers. Oh, they busted. Oh, they went to the parking lot. I mean, it's the same things over and over. So they're just trying to be creative and use RIP,
her only reply
go
was,
ahead.
the original reply was just, I don't like how this was worded. And that was it. So, the double down is, I think, when she said, I don't think you fully yet. So when they doubled down, which I don't have the quote of, is when they said, I don't. So she first responded, I don't think how it was worded. And then to their double down tweet, which I don't have on me, I didn't screenshot before it was taken down. She said, I don't think you fully understand what I'm trying to say yet. I sincerely hope you continue to report thoughtfully and respectfully as a poker media. So, yeah, she then doubled down a little bit more after they doubled down. It kind of, yeah.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. And again, I've been busy, so I haven't seen all of it. So I'm just on the back end of it trying to figure it all out. But I just don't ever think it's a good look. In this case, it's just like a joke way of posting that she's out
Yeah,
now, right? Versus if they were just I mean, there are definitely things that we are all like, okay, that's disgusting and needs to come down. And I think there's a difference. And we can't start applying that's disgusting and needs to come down to this parody about her going out. So I hope that makes sense. I don't
for
know. I'm
sure.
tired, you
And then
guys.
speaking of deleted tweets, I don't have the screenshot myself also, but after Mike Holtz pointed out, WSOP deleted a tweet of their thumbnail for the ladies event day 2 just looked like 3 sexy Asian ladies, like in their sexy attire more than their poker playing attire.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Oh, God.
I mean, nothing like risque
Oh,
sexy, but
Lord.
definitely like not professional poker player
Yeah,
looking.
that's probably a good thing I missed that one. Probably a good thing I missed that one. Joey, welcome. You have any comments on what we're talking about, buddy?
I do not, because like you, I missed all the footage and everything. So I'm going to catch up and check it all out.
A deal. And I'm going to turn it over to Joey for his lesson. And I'm pretty sure this morning I ran out of Joey chips, but I'm spending Dibs's chips on my breakfast in bed right now.
What dibs?
So while you're giving us our lesson this morning, I'm going to eat my breakfast, y'all. So Joey Gargiulo, go for it, buddy.
Okay,
Thank
good
you.
morning, everybody. So today, by the way, we had so much fun at the mug, and we'll talk about it in a few, I'm sure. But today we're going to speak about max late regging. And it's a really great topic. And before we even get into anything further, we have to understand if it's done incorrectly, it could be a disaster, like burning chips away. So we're not talking about you're walking through a casino and you just happen to look up and, oh, there's that tournament. I remember I wanted to play, but I didn't. I'm just going to jump in it, and I don't care how many minutes are left, and you're tired or you're already stuck for the day and maybe you're chasing, and that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about professional planned max late regging. Now, I was first exposed to this in 22. I had met Chance Cormith at the WPT Choctaw main event. And for those that don't know about that main event, the final table does not take place in Choctaw. Even though when you watch the footage, there's a big Choctaw sign, the table says Choctaw. The final table, so the tournament takes place in May, but the final table takes place here in Vegas in June, the first week in June, at a studio in the Luxor Casino that's set up to look like you're inside Choctaw. Very interesting, right? And it's not the only WPT final table that happens with. The Hard Rock final table that's also televised takes place the day before. So they film 2 final tables, and it's great because they have enough production time and the players have enough time to rest. So this was the tournament where Chance Cormith ends up heads up against Cuz, and Chance takes it down. And what does Chance do? The very next day, no, back up. It's the same day. The same day he wins that. He does his exit interview, yada, yada, yada. But instead of having a party, he goes down the block to the Poker Go Studios, max late regges in a 5K, and took that down too. Okay, so I'm like, all right, he's on fire. He's in his, final table mode, yada, yada, yada. I didn't think anything of it. Now, fast forward. Following year, I am at Hard Rock, and I see I'm railing a final table, and I see Adam Hendricks bust out of the 25K super high roller event in 6th place, won a ton of money, and he walks over and he max late regges in the 5K one-day event and takes that tournament down. Very, very interesting. Now, a month later, here in Vegas, Chance Cormith is at a final table again, the 250K high roller. He's got Martin Cabral at his table. It's the year that Chris Brewer won the event. He busts out in 4th place, skips his exit interview and says, I'm sorry, I got to catch an Uber over to the Wynn because they're on dinner break in the Mystery Million tournament over there, and if I can get there in time, I could max late reg. Well, wouldn't you know it, Chance takes that one down too. So now poker has my ear. What am I observing here? What is going on? So I actually had an opportunity to speak with Bo Chance and Alex about max late regging. And they said, number one, make no mistake about it. There's smart max late regging and there's stupid max late regging. Now, smart max late regging is very good ROI because your hourly rate is so much better because you're skipping all of the early levels. But there is a sacrifice. What are we skipping? Well, we're skipping deep stack poker. We're skipping the opportunity to take advantage of weaker players who might just donk off their chips in early levels. We are skipping the opportunity to learn our table, learn the poker dance that's happening at the table, learn the flow, because we're coming in as a short stack. It's like tuning into a Netflix show, and you're coming in season 5, episode 9, and you have no idea what happened the first 5 seasons. You could tell who the characters are based upon chip stacks or people you know, but other than that, you really don't know the story. But that's okay, because you know what the positives are? You're coming in fresh. You're coming in with less decisions to make, aren't you? And if you're a good short stack player and you know the ICM pressure, you understand ranges, you understand shoving ranges most specifically, that's really important. And you also can at least identify the short stacks at your table that may not be willing to punt it in or call a punt because maybe you stole their move. Maybe they were going to punt it, but you punted it first. So position, position, position. If you understand all of these dynamics, going into a tournament at max late reg is very positive EV. You are closer to the money. So the biggest thing that you are buying is time. You're sparing yourself the heartbreaks of having big hands cracked. You're sparing yourself having to worry about stamina. There's so many advantages to buying in closer to the money. Your chips are worth more on the ICM formula, right? Your chips are way, way more valuable. And if it's done correctly, and everything comes down to structure now. So what you really need to do is, and when I say max late reg, we may not be talking about absolute last minute max late reg, but we're talking about, getting up there. You're within 4 levels or less of registration closing, depending on the structure. Some tournaments might be 2 levels because you might have 1 hour levels and, you're a couple hours. So anywhere from like a few hours away from registration closing to registration being closed is what we consider to be max late reg. Okay. It doesn't have to be extreme. The structure makes a big difference because in some tournaments, you're only going to receive 7 to 10 big blinds, which is bullshit. But in other structures, you have 20, 25 big blinds, 18 big blinds, workable stacks. Now, it's funny I say big blinds because really, when you're registering late, you have to throw big blinds out the window and divide everything into orbits. So in other words, every orbit cost us 2.5 bigs, doesn't it, right? Big blind ante, small blind. So take your chip stack, divide it by 2.5, find out how many orbits you have left. If you're playing 8 players at your table or 9 players at your table, multiply that, and now you know how many hands of poker you have to find your spots. A lot of people don't realize that even if if you're coming in with what most would consider to be 25 big blinds, and then you divide it by 2.5, it's only 10 orbits. But 10 orbits in a full table is 90 hands of poker. Okay, I don't care how card dead you might be, you will find spots over the course of 90 hands. You will find those spots with the right cards. They don't have to be necessarily aces. They just have to be the spots where the shoves either get through or you want to call when you have pocket kings and queens and you just want to flip. All right, these are the situations that can turn a small stack into an average stack very, very quickly. And once your average stack, well, now you just play regular poker, don't you? And we see this strategy all levels. Sometimes players do it accidentally. I mean, I've done it, not on purpose. I've been in, I believe I won a ring this way. I was in a tournament, I shot a bullet, I rode this out, things went sideways, I had a bad beat, I had no other tournament to do, so what did I do? I re-entered, very close to registration being closed, and I made the final table and won the damn thing. Now, I didn't do that on purpose, but at least I know that I'm capable of doing it. On the nosebleed section of our sport, it's becoming the norm now, if you happen to notice, especially with these day two registrations. There's time is money, and these players are very, very good at handling short stack play. They spare themselves the early levels of the tournament, and they capitalize their time by max late regging or just late regging pretty deep into the tournament. You know exactly where you're at. You have less moves, and I know everybody that's listening to this, light bulbs are going on in your head because you're thinking about all the other advantages. Because we can go on for hours about this, but I just wanted to tell my story about how I came across max late regging, how the light bulbs went off in my head, and it's funny. Sometimes we learn stuff, but then we don't apply it anymore, right? Like, why do we do that? And I could say that I've been guilty of registering on time for probably the last 10 tournaments I've entered. Like, late regging just wasn't on my mind, and I need to get back to it and see how it goes. And, take the words out of my mouth and use it as advice, because I've given this advice to other players and they've done very, very well. So I guess there's a lesson here from me, Joey. Listen to yourself speak and take your own advice. But that is today's lesson, my friends.
I love that. I call that the D-neg syndrome. So often he's at a table talking out whether or not he's going to call somebody, and then he calls out their hand, and he should fold because he's actually dead 100% right. But instead of folding, he calls. He calls every damn time. He doesn't fold, even though he's telling himself he needs to fold and what the other person has. And I call it the D-negs effect, that even though you're still not doing it or following, you're
Right.
not folding or
We're all
whatever.
guilty of that. Yeah, it's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, I think we
Yep.
are. Of course we are, right? Well, I appreciate that lesson this morning. Joey, what are you going to teach us
Okay,
about tomorrow?
tomorrow is going to be respect the dealer and the floor. We have to just get that ball
Amen.
out of the air. We have to do it.
Amen. Amen. Well, I appreciate that lesson today. And I do want to get on to the meetup game. There's so much to discuss, and I don't want us to leave a minute out of it because the folks at the Bellagio took such great care of us. We had pizza galore. Sean and Craig and the whole staff, the dealers are great. Of course, they love the way we do splash the pots because they get a little extra tip. So, yeah, it was great fun. I wanted to say that we had 29 players play yesterday, and we had 6 visitors who just stopped in to visit, say hello. They were on their way to go play a tournament or whatever, but they wanted to come see me and see some other folks that were in the meetup game, and so that was fun. I love when folks do that as well. Means a lot for sure. Then 10 of us went out for dinner afterward, which was fun. We went to Fogo de Chao. It was delicious. Um, Kyle Maxwell took down the trophy for having won the most chips in the 4 hour period. So congrats to Kai Maxwell taking down the trophy. So now he's going to have to help me pick out a trophy for the next meetup game for sure. Also, a shout out to Keely Anders, who won the ladies poker package at the Hippodrome Casino in London that was donated to us, given to us by Carrie Jane Craigie, who runs the poker room over at the Hippodrome in London. So congrats to Keely. She was so excited. She has her passport with her and it's expired. Her husband and her are here for, I don't know, the next 5 weeks or so to play the WSOP. And then, of course, there's a circuit stop right after the WSOP. So they're going to do that too. And she was like, oh my God, I've got to renew my passport because, it takes some time. So she was happy that she has it with her because she can absolutely do this here. And then maybe by the time she gets home or shortly after, her passport will be renewed. So very cool. Joey, can you give me the name? Send me the name of um Tracy's mentee, please. Please DM me his name.
I will, 100%. You got it.
Thank you. Thank you. I just could not remember it. Appreciate that before I forget. I want to thank B52, who was not able to attend, but he had promised to he had ordered some decks of Hellmuth cards and decks of Moneymaker playing cards, and he ended up not being able to come, but he found one of his friends to bring it by. So that was fun. So we gave away those cards. So thanks, B52. And he also sent over a Razor Fold t-shirt. If you guys follow Razor Fold on the Twitter, you will appreciate his sense of humor. Some may not, sometimes, you either do or you don't, right? With any comedian, but he's a great artist and he does a lot of gifs and memes and he's hilarious. So, anyway, he sent over a Razor Fold t shirt to give away, but I think I made the executive decision that I'm gonna put it on the next quilt. I think it's quilt worthy because I think he's going to go down as a legend of Twitter Spaces for poker. Not Twitter Spaces, just Twitter poker. So that T-shirt's definitely going to go on the next quilt. So appreciate B52 Razor Fold for those items. I also want to talk about or let you guys know that I still need to do a drawing for two things because we just didn't get to it yesterday. And I was like, you know what? It's okay. I will do a live drawing and we'll still give this stuff away. The only people that'll be in the drawing are the people that were at the meetup game. So we have to give away that Super System book by Doyle Brunson that is going to be embellished by Razor Fold. And then we're also going to give that Tequila Falls book, The Case of the Silver Scoundrels, which is going to be an autographed copy. And I think, hold on, I left, hold on, you guys. I thought there was one more thing. Brain fart. Um, yeah, the book. Yeah, PCK wrote the book. He's with the Golden Baboons Mining Club, and the book's name is Tequila Falls, The Case of the Silver Scoundrels. So that'll be an autographed copy shipped directly to you from him, and that's for the meetup game attendees. So I'm excited about giving those two things away. And guess what? It'll be the next couple of days I do those drawings. Right now, I got to get this quilt project sewed up, so to speak. I'm waiting for them to send me the final figure over. I've assigned all the ticket numbers to everybody, and I just am waiting for the final figure to make sure that it adds up to what I have. They sent me like a screenshot of their spreadsheet, but there's no total at the bottom. And I'm like, well, I want to make sure that I don't have any, typos or left anything out. So I want to know the total they have, make sure it matches what I have. I don't want any errors anywhere. So anyway, that's what we're waiting on for that. Thank you to Exec Deck for the gifts he gave me. Appreciate you, Exec Deck. And he also brought some WSOP t-shirts to give away and some Home Depot gift cards. So appreciate that, Exec Deck. And of course, I appreciate your friendship as well. Joey, thank you for the autographed copy of your poker dance book. I appreciated your personalization of that copy as well. I thank you, and for my WSOP card protector. Thank you, sir. We might need to buy you 2 or 3 of those card protectors so they won't continue to steal your cards from under your rock. I laugh, but it's terrible. Joey's had his cards mucked by the dealer a couple of times in the last week, and he's had them under a card protector, which was a rock, which is crazy to me. But here we are. It happens. Also, want to thank Maureen, who gave me a Victoria's Secret bag of goodies. Appreciate you, Maureen, and for your help at the meetup game yesterday. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. And to all the people that offered helping hands yesterday, I appreciate all of you pitching in. We had a lot of stuff going on. I had a lot of different drawings going on. And so it was very helpful to have some folks get names put on little pieces of paper for the drawings for sure. I also kind of wanted to give a little history of the meetup game. Somebody asked me about it, and I thought, you know what, this is probably a perfect time to do a little history. So, how did the meetup games come about? So, in 2023, a bunch of us started here in Twitter Spaces, and because somebody was rude to me, I broke off with Brian and several others and started doing my own thing. And part of that was with Brian. We started the summer series at the WSOP coverage and the WSOP coverage. Okay, so as time went on that year, all of us were, building great friendships and bonds, acquaintances, whatever you want to call it, in the Twitter spaces. And we're like, hey, wouldn't it be fun when we go to the WPT? Because some of us met at the WSOP that summer. But then as we thought about it in the fall, we were like, it really would be fun to do a meetup game around the time at the WPT. And so Snoop was going to organize it. I kept telling everybody I will help get people's, with my connections, trying to find a place to have it. I have a friend here that has a poker room in his house that we could have had it at if we wanted it private, whatever. Though, I mean, we all went around and around because some wanted it private, some wanted it in casino, blah, 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 blah. And so I want to say in the first or second week of November, I don't think it was later than that, but it could have been, in a space one day, Snoop was like, hey, Sherry, I don't want to organize this and time's getting near. Can you take over the meetup game and put the meetup game on? And I was like, oh my God. Like I had been saying for probably 2 months, I'm not going to get that involved because when I come to Vegas, I just want to have fun and not be like committed to meetings and blah, blah, blah. Well, here we are. But anyway, so I was like, yes, because I saw the greater good of what that event would be, us getting together, having some fun at the poker table. So yes, we had it at the Aria. We had 4 tables. We had a blast. And then everybody's like, okay, so when are you doing the next one? Right. And then it was like, okay, when are you doing the next one? And, Snoop certainly didn't step back up and say he would do it. So I was like, okay, now here I am. And again, for the greater good, I'm okay with it. Right. Um, and now we've had the 7th official Spaces meetup game. How did the name come about? I was just going to call it the meetup game, or yeah, Spaces meetup game. And then Coco said something in a tweet, real smart alecky, like, I can't even remember what it was, but it was something real smart alecky, like it's not this because certain people aren't coming to the meetup game, it's not an official meetup game or something stupid like that. And so guess what? I was like, oh, now we're going to call it the official Spaces meetup game. I mean that, and it was really a troll about what he was tweeting, right? It really was a troll, and it was, those that were paying attention got it and thought it was funny as well as I did. And so that's kind of how it was named. And you know, I made up the name. I coined the name. The name is mine. Nobody else's for sure, no matter what they're trying to claim out there. So that's where we are. So we've just had the 7th. I look forward to the 8th in December for sure. I think the one in December is it's just different because the WPT doesn't have as many events going on, that it seems like people are a little bit more relaxed because they're not running around trying to do like, if I bust this, I'll do this. If I'm in this, I'll do that. It's a little bit of a different I don't know how to I don't know how to even phrase it, but it is different. And we have a blast no matter what we do. So anyway, that's enough babble about that. Joey, give your opinion about the meetup game, please.
It was, first of all, shout out to Sean and Craig, and they just, this, for those who have not been to the Bellagio Poker Room, this is a full poker room with full waiting lists. And we were given the whole back area where normally they run tournaments to have for us. Like, that alone just speaks miles in my book. It's just, but it was just such a blast. My only regret is that I didn't get a chance to hop from table to table because all the seats were full pretty much. Like, I wanted to spend some time but then again, I think if I went to your table, Sherry, I would have lost my chips. So maybe it was meant to be.
Next time I will reserve a seat for you. And I'm going to tell you that I used to hop from table to table because as the host, I felt like, oh, I really should do that. And it's hard because everybody gets in their chairs and I'm like, well, there's really no room over there. And you saw the crap that I have at my table with me.
Mhm.
Like, it would be the act of God to move everything that I like, the drawing stuff and the, sign up this and whatever. It's like, okay, right now, yeah, I'll just stay put. And if somebody wants to come over and join our table, they can. And but we had 3 full tables. They actually gave us 4. And I didn't want to split us up. I was like, no, we're going to keep the 3 full tables. And it just worked out that the people that came late were there right after somebody else is like, I got to go to this tournament or whatever. And so the timing of people coming and going just clicked yesterday for sure.
It was really good to see people that I haven't seen, like Mel King came down. Like, that was so awesome, and to meet some of the members of the Green Visor gang in person, with Gruffly Isaac couldn't be there, so like Tracy, Colette, and I had like a side bet on what Isaac looked like and what exec deck looked like and dibs, and it's just really cool when you like interact and make friends online, but you finally meet them in person. You know what that's like. It's so cool. It really is.
Absolutely. It's a lot of fun. It is definitely. So did you win any Splash the Pot items?
I did not, and which was fine. But I didn't lose my chips, so that was really good. And I had the seat that was so difficult because I had Colette and Tracy to the right of me. I had Kai to the left of me, who got the seat from the poker gods, and it was. But towards the end, I just hung out, and then towards the end, I like tripled my stack, which was so cool. It's just. But it was just so much fun. And it was fun running in the splash pots. So those of you who don't know, Sherry, I'm allowed to say what you do, right? Like, because
go ahead.
I just feel like somebody's going to
like
copyright this and take it away from you, but because it's such a great idea. So what Sherry designed, which I've never seen before, nobody else that has not been to one of the mugs has ever seen before, is what we do is we all ante anybody that wants a chance to win a splash pot, and ante's $3. And the entire hand.
Okay, stop right there. Stop. Yeah. Wait. Stop right there. So I bring the items to the table, and so the people can look at the item to see if they want to invest $3 to win it or not. So
right. Perfect. So now everybody knows what it is, who donated it, yada, yada, yada. And if you want in, you put $3 ante up. The entire hand is dealt face up. And by the way, the $3 goes to the dealer. So this is the dealer's tip on top of the tips. So that alone was like, oh my God, genius. and we just deal the hand face up, and whoever wins wins, and the dealer wins every time. Like you can't. It's the best idea I've ever seen for a splash pot. It was really really cool.
Wow. Thank you. I appreciate that. And it's a win-win for everybody. And of course, the dealers love it. And we have so much going on at the meetup game because I do try to get a lot of stuff for us to give away. So it's like it's a frenzy. It really is. People don't believe me until they come and they're like, oh, it really is a frenzy. But and the dealers, of course, if you've ever sat in the box, all they're thinking about is dealing that next hand because time is money, right? Time is money. So they're trying to deal as fast as they can, as many hands as they can before their down is over. And so with our crazy frenzy, it slows the game down, right? It slows the game down. And if they've never dealt for us before, you can kind of see them kind of getting miffed in the box until we do a splash the pot. And I'm like, okay, dealer. And then I explain, you know, face up, no action. And the person that wins the hand gets these prizes, and you, the dealer, gets the pot. Well, then all of a sudden their whole disposition changes. Big smile on their face because you've got 9 people at the table. That's a $27 tip for that hand. And, in a 1-3 game. And so, yeah, they love us and they don't care if we slow the game down after that, right? So it's a win-win for everybody, in my opinion. So I appreciate that little shout out, Joe.
100%. And it was electricity in the air. It was just, time flew. And next thing you know, Sherry's like, we got dinner reservations. And we're like, we want to keep on playing.
I know we all wanted to stay. I was like, oh my God, but I made a 15-person reservation. I'm like, I just don't feel good about canceling that at the last minute. Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
It's all good. It's like, and I just, what I loved is that people showed up that I didn't even know that they saw the announcement, which was kind of cool, and even if
Yeah.
just to come by and say hello. And it was just, it was the perfect amount of people in the perfect amount of time. It was, you cannot have planned it any better. And you did a lot of work, and I could just, I felt the tension in your shoulders for sure, for real. You know that.
I appreciate that. At some point, Joe came over and started like massaging my shoulders. And oh my God, like I needed it so badly. And my friend Mercedes came toward the end so she could join us for dinner. And she is a registered massage therapist. And so she always comes right up to me because she knows I'm always tense and, my shoulders. And she worked on me for about a half an hour as we waited for to leave for dinner. And, she kept whispering in my ear, my God, you're so tight. And I was like, yeah, there's a lot of pressure this week between the quilt and getting the signatures and having everything for the meetup game and who's going to dinner and yada yada yada. I had my peach stand open, so I got to get peaches, and then I had a big corporate order. I had to get that filled and blah blah. Here we are. So yeah, I have a little bit of tension in my shoulders, and Joey's like, "Man, you're tense." I was like, "Yeah." I'm like a knot right now. I may still go for a massage, Joe. I may still
Yeah,
do
treat
that.
yourself. You should.
I might still do that. Okay, Isaac, what's up, buddy?
Not much, not much. Just listening to everything. Um, Glad everything turned out great yesterday. I want to know what was your favorite thing at Fogo.
Oh, I really liked the garlic one was too garlic for me, and which is unusual because I love garlic, but it was just a little too strong for me. And um, tell me, I don't remember, Joey. What are the other meats that we had? The one that Joey suggested was really good.
I think
Do
that
we
I'm
might
lose
not.
sorry,
some
I'm having a
others?
brain fart. So it's the top sirloin, but there's a name for it in a Brazilian restaurant. Oh my God.
Picanha. It's the
Piccata,
picanha.
piccata. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, that one.
yes. You
That
Yeah.
one.
can't
That
beat a
one.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
piccata.
The picanha is special.
It was delicious, and the salad bar is fabulous. And I was so hungry by then, even though I had a piece of pizza at the meetup game. When we sat down and started to eat, I was like, man, I turned to Turbo and I was like, man, I'm really hungry. I'm ready to eat for sure. And it was delicious. And Isaac, thank you for that suggestion. I hate that you missed it, my friend.
All good. It's a pleasure knowing that you guys enjoyed it.
It was really good. It was really good. I'm trying to get into our restaurant tonight. I got to do that, but they don't open till 5. So I don't know if I'm going to get a reservation or not.
Damn,
We'll
till 5.
see.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good
Sherry,
I
luck.
thought
open
they would be.
table. Just go and open table to see if they're on there. They don't have to be
I
open.
don't, the last time I checked, they weren't on there, but maybe now that they're reopening, maybe they added themselves to it now.
You could
I do
check
need to
on
check that.
Yelp. My suggestion is go on their Yelp page, and there's a lot of restaurants now that they do all their reservations through Yelp, and they use Open Table for it. So it might be that their link is there. So just a
Okay.
place to check.
Yeah, I would rather try to get that reservation, earlier than wait until they open at 5 and then try to get it because it's their grand opening today. So I feel like if I wait until 5, there's no way I'm getting in for an early seating. So we'll see if it works. If it's meant to be, it'll be. All right, Papa Poker, you have anything else you'd like to bring up for us to discuss? It's Papa Poker Saturday. Uh-oh. Is he showing as a speaker or as a listener? Did we
He's a
lose him?
speaker. He's a speaker, and his mic seems to be on, but can't hear him.
Okay, we'll wait for him to come back to us. No problem. Papa, whenever you're ready, let me know, buddy. Go ahead, Isaac.
Man, all the stuff in the chat that ASG was dropping, I was able to like start digging into and looking. It's all kinds of wild stuff going on with WSOP this year, huh? On the media side. On the media side.
Okay, so tell us what you're alluding to.
Well, one was the thing with the man. I don't want to butcher her name, but the
Sheena.
yeah, Sheena. There you go. Thank
Sheena.
you.
There you
Yeah,
go.
like that was pretty goddamn cold to put a picture out with RIP. I don't get like you know what I mean? I just really don't get whoever's running it. It's kind of like whoever they would say, "Oh, who's running WPT Gold?" Right? You got to kind of ask that one now about WSOP. Um,
Okay, first of all, it was poker.org that did that. And second of all, I don't have the same take as you. I just looked at it as they were trying to trying to have a creative way to say that she's out because we've already heard a million times. Oh, she was sent to the showers. Oh, she went to the locker room. Oh, that was her parking lot hand. I mean, we keep hearing the same thing. I think they were just trying to be creative. Oh,
I
it's so
think so
funny.
too, but I think it was a big L.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But
I
hey,
So
disagree,
I
but
mean,
it's
again,
okay.
media is not a perfect science. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. And they missed the mark for some. And to me, I don't know. It didn't hit me like that. So I definitely just took it as another creative way to say that she was out of the tournament. But again, I can understand culturally that could be a big issue for folks. So ASG, did you have something?
yeah, let's talk about the big news of the day that everybody's talking about.
What's that?
No dinner break at the main event for the first 3 days.
Yeah, why not? Why did they do that?
Apparently, that was their deal with. It was part of their deal with ESPN to get ESPN to be more interested in covering the main. They got rid of the longer break.
Oh. Oh, interesting. Airtime. So it's dead airtime. And what are we going to do with that hour break? And, I see it from a broadcast point of view. So guess what? Uh, Main event players pack them backpacks with some food.
Yeah, so now they're
Wow,
going to
that's
have
interesting.
2 breaks are now 30 minutes instead of having one. Instead of having a long break, so there's as Platt said, there's 100 total minutes in break instead of 120 total minutes in break, but there's no long break. So really, like, there's really, no time to go and like get any real kind of meal, especially with how the crowds are day one for sure. I don't know if I
You better be using that. I'm sorry. You better be using that Caesar Eats app, people. They'll deliver it right to your table. And guess what? Time it. Maybe order it an hour before the break so it'll be there by the time your break is in effect. So you'll have your food delivered to your table and then you go on break. Again, pack your backpack, people, with some good tasty morsels. Save yourself an aggravation, right? I mean, oh, you know what? Let me give a little shout out to these folks about these splash pot items. Poker.org gave us hats and a hoodie to give away. And those ladies wanted that hoodie so bad. B52, of course, sent us those Helmuth and Moneymaker decks of cards, Razor Fold, Super System 1, and Super System 2, which is going to be embellished. Exec Deck gave us some WSOP t shirts and $25 Home Depot gift cards. Joey gave us many copies of the different books he has authored for our Splash the Pots and our attendance prizes. Tana Carr from Run Good Series gave us some t-shirts and hats to give away. Mel King on behalf of Bill Dunbar brought us some PPL poker table t-shirts. And PCK gave us the attendance prize, his book, as I mentioned earlier, Tequila Falls, The Case of the Silver Scoundrels. The rest of the items were things that I donated. I'm not going down the list. You guys know what they were. We talked about them in the past, and I'm good. So, wanted to give a little shout out and thank you to those folks that donated to the Splash the Pots and attendance prizes. It definitely is what makes the fun of the event, right? Giving stuff away. Everybody likes to win something. So definitely was fun having all that stuff to give away. And I saw Barry was in here, but he must be having issues. I wanted to thank him and you, HG, for hosting the Meetup Games space yesterday for me. You guys were co-hosting. How did that go? Because of course I can't hear it. And I've never gone back to listen to one of them. So tell me how the space went, ASG.
I mean, it's pretty standard. It's usually mostly dead air until you pop in and say somebody won something, and then go back to the game.
Right.
Nobody really like joins in while playing, except for I think the first one. So we just get some random report. So like, who was the big trophy winner? I don't even know who was the trophy this year, because I know it was the Wolfie and
Kai.
then Bomber, and then I don't know who was the last one.
Last one was Curtis Larson, and then this one was Kai. And he was Joey's friend that came into town. He's been staying at Joey's house. So he won the trophy yesterday. And then Keely won the ladies package for the Hippodrome. And then Maureen with her little Maureen came in and at you guys with some silly, what was she drinking? Jaeger bombs? I can't remember. No, she was drinking Bailey's. Yeah. Anyway, it was fun. For sure. Well, I appreciate you guys holding that down for sure. Barry, thank you. I don't know if you heard me say it earlier. And Papa Poker, I did give you a ticket into the drawing for the quilt as a thank you for doing our poker Saturdays with Papa Poker. So I announced that yesterday. Just wanted to let him know that. Let me go around. I want to look at day before yesterday, the winners at the WSOP, because I don't think I covered them that day because we were doing so much trying to get ready for Tay. And, thank you to Esther Taylor, otherwise known as Ite, who visited with us yesterday. We had a great interview and visit with her for sure yesterday. It was fun. She gave us some great insight and looking forward to seeing what she does as a BetMGM ambassador. I think she's going to be fantastic. So let me say these couple of winners from the WSOP that I did not get to yesterday. event or maybe did I? I see Benny Glazer's name, but I may have said it because he was on Team Spacers, but I'm going to reread him anyway. Event number 60, the 50K Poker Players Championship. Benny Glazer won it in 1.3 million. And Josh Aryeh came in second for 895,000. Event number 65, the $1,500 freeze out, 3.4 million in the prize pool, 393 got paid. In first place was Cairo Gonzalez, took home 449,000, and in second place was Julian Abel, who took home 299,000. Event number 64 was the 25K High Roller PLO no limit mixed game, 5 million in the prize pool, 214 got paid, 1.1 million went to Elis, and I'm going to spell his last name, Paerssin, came in first for that 1.1 million, and Heppy came in second for 781,000. The Super Seniors event found a winner. That was event number 61, 2.9 in the million. No, no. 2.9 million in the prize pool, 499 got paid, 355K went to Lionel Barracono from France, and in second place was Kevin Song, who took home 236,000, and Nancy Birnbaum from Florida took fifth place for 100,000. Congrats to all those winners. Hey, Snoopy Doopy down there. I was talking about you earlier that you got me into this mess of hosting those meetup games. I'm not mad at it now. I never was mad at it. Okay, other winners around the WSOP event number 66 was the 1K tag team event, 1.2 million in the prize pool, 207 got paid. Henrique Lessa took home first with their partner Bueno Drummond for 92,000 each. And they are from Brazil. Ruka Yakamau, no, Yamaguchi, I think. Yeah, I think it's Yamaguchi. And their partner, Shotaro Murasi, I believe. They took home 61,000 for their second place finish in the tag team event. The event number 67, the 10K Deuce to 7, 1.6 million in the prize pool, 27 got paid. 392,000 went to the first place winner, Mr. Fujimoto. And second place, Nick Schulman took down 256,000. Todd Brunson came in sixth place in that tournament. My brain is so fried right now. I'm telling you, I am so all over the place. Anyway, did anybody watch that Deuce to Seven tournament, or did they even cover it last night?
Nope. This is, I
Oh,
want to say Nick Schulman's seventh final table, and they haven't covered any of them. It's something like that.
how many? He said this is. Didn't he have another second place finish? Or am I making that shit up?
Probably, as I said, he's had a lot of final tables this
Yeah,
year. So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he's
Yeah.
he came in fifth. Yeah, he came in second in the 1500 Badoogie at the beginning to start his series. So yeah, it was a second, a fifth, a first, a fifth, and now a second.
Incredible. Like, wow. Think about that, you guys. Can you even do that in your bar league, poker league? Come on. I mean, that is so amazing. Like, what a crusher. What a flipping crusher. That's insane. God, you guys, we're seeing some people really accomplish multiple final tables, multiple bracelets, whatever. Like, it's phenomenal. I'm waiting to see what else Benny Glazer has for us the rest of this WSOP as well. Papa Poke, you back with us?
Can you hear me now? Hello, hello.
Yes,
All right,
yes,
so
yes,
I'm
yes.
back. I left
Perfect.
and I came back. Yeah, so I guess just people like to watch Hold'em. I was tuning into the broadcast last night, and it was the ladies getting their due, but they didn't show much else. But I guess we're down to 48 players left. Lexi, Gavin
Right.
Mathers still alive. It looks like the top 9 in chips and several other people. So it's all quite good.
We're going to go over it. Yeah, we'll go over that in a few minutes, but I appreciate you bringing it up. And, I'm going to tell you something. And this is probably why it probably hits a sore spot for many. Not only the seniors event, but the ladies event too. It was only a couple years ago that we even got any coverage at all on live feed tables. And so that is, when we were speaking about the progress, that's progress. We finally, I want to say it was like 2000, maybe 20, I want to say 22 or 23 that they did a full coverage of the ladies' final table. Like it's very recent that we're getting coverage. It's not, and you would be, like we're trying to grow the game and everybody talks about growing the game. And yet you have one of the biggest operators not having it, the ladies on their live feed. Like, does that make sense to anybody? So finally they heard the call and started, showing the ladies events. And we don't mean from the first hand dealt, but there should be coverage on the final day for sure. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. On another note, and this goes back to Nick Schumann, have you seen the Player of the Year leaderboard this morning?
No, go ahead
Okay.
and tell us.
So in first place, we have Alex Foxen with 2,721 points. In second place, we got Nick Schumann right behind him with 2,550 in points. And right behind those two are Josh Aria and Ben Glazer with 24 and change. It is a very tight race, and we're missing all these final tables.
That's incredible. And was it Komodo? The gentleman or Kai? Oh, what was the gentleman's name? Kayamoto, maybe? Is he on that
No, they
list? He should be in the top 12 at least.
yeah, I think he's somewhere like in the 10th place maybe or something like that. He got knocked down very quickly because of, remember Josh also, he came in second place in the horse tournament before we saw him in the second place in the PPC.
Right.
And Benny's been really holding his own silently, and now he just won that event. So it's that four, Fox and Schumann, Aria and Glazer that are really starting to separate themselves from the pack.
Where's Sean Deeb on that list?
He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but he only has 2,000 points compared to them.
Got it. Because, he went overseas chasing points for that race. So I just am curious as to how he's doing right now on that.
Yeah, I mean, he's up there, but it's he would have to, the only way that he could pull ahead is he would have to take down an event that the others above him are in, and they don't cash. Like that would be like way positive in his direction. But if they cash in the same event as him, it's hard for him to overcome them now.
And let's face it, there's not that many events left.
No, there aren't.
Well, they're still all of Paradise.
Right. Until Paradise in December.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Gonna be interesting. What a finish. You guys, my hotel room looks over toward the Sphere. And so in the morning, I always open my curtain so I can watch the Sphere as I sit here and broadcast. It is really something to marvel at. I'm just going to tell you, it really is so cool to watch this Sphere. And the only thing that's going to not even be a competitor to it, but also will be impressive is when that guitar gets lit up across the street here at the Hard Rock. When they light up that guitar, it's going to be such a great addition to I think it's the perfect thing to put on the Strip. I've seen it down in Florida. They do a light show on it every night. I've actually sat on the very top deck of the parking deck in my car watching the guitar for about an hour just to see what they do on it. Very impressive. Very impressive. So yeah, if you're in Vegas, take a minute. Whether you live here or you're traveling here, take a minute to take those things in. It's so important to just stop and just say, wow, it's such a marvel of mankind, the sphere. And if you get a chance to go see a show there, for God's sakes, go see it. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, and the one thing that's going to be really cool about the guitar, if anybody's cruised the strip from the south heading north, that's all you see in front of you the entire drive is the guitar. So imagine that thing lit up in neon. It's just going to be so amazing.
So cool. And you know what's going to be interesting? And I think about some of these new billboards that are so bright on the strip right now. It's going to be interesting if they're going to end up having to tone down the guitar because it's so massive. The light pollution may be just too much. It'll be interesting if if that ends up being an issue or not. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, 100%. I was thinking about that too. Like, it's going to be overwhelming. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm sitting when I watch the one in Florida, I'm not sitting very close to it. And this one is like right on the strip, like right there. So it'll be interesting. See what they do
I
about
wonder
it
if
when
that's
they're,
if it like the one in Florida, how it has the lights beaming up to the heavens, if it's going to do the same thing. I don't know if they have that
yeah,
planned or not.
that I don't
Yeah, I
know.
don't know either.
Yeah, I oh, don't the lights that are going up to heaven represent the strings, or am I making that
Yeah, it
up?
does, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's cool. Like if you never seen it in person, like the pictures do not do it justice. Like it is cool. Like it is really cool. When I heard that they were going to put one on the strip, I was like, hell yes. Like yes, that's where it belongs for sure. And don't forget, people, Rocky Horror Picture Show is going into the Sphere in 2027. Like if you've never seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show or you don't even know what it is, please do a little Google search and try to go. They always have like your local theaters will carry it right around Halloween. Try to go see it so that you come here and watch in the Sphere and you'll have a little bit of an idea because it's an experience when it's in a regular theater. I can't wait until it's in the Sphere. Oh my God. Did you ever see the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Papa?
It's just a jump to the left. That's my way of saying yes. I went to school. I went to school in Boston, and so in Harvard Square every Friday and Saturday night, or maybe Saturday nights, they held the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So I think I've done it 3 or 4 times, and I know what I'm
Yes.
doing.
Yes, he's a master. So the moral of the story is go see it in the Sphere with Papa Poker. Because he will be able to help you understand if you don't when you go through it. But really research it, people. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. Oh my God, I love that movie. Love it. ASG, have you ever seen it?
Yeah, you really have to see it like at like one of those theaters with the people who are really experienced and the actors
Yes.
in front of the screen. Like,
Yes.
yeah, don't just watch the movie. The movie's kind of dumb, but it's about the
Yes.
all the stuff that goes along with it if you're watching it with the right uh, midnight screening crowd or whatever.
Right. And that's why I say try to go see it at a local theater and they do it normally around Halloween because people wear costumes and there's gimmicks and things going on that people bring with them in their little, coat pockets or purse that are part of the movie that they like embellish with props that they brought from home. So it is definitely something you want to see in the movie theater. Like ASG said, if there's a midnight showing, that's the one you want to go to. Like that's the one. Isaac, how about you? Have you seen it?
What, Rocky Horror?
Yes.
Yeah. Like three, four
Yeah.
times, I
Wow.
think. 3, 4 times. I haven't seen it for like probably since I used to be a heavy VH1 watcher because they would show it every year. So I haven't seen it
Right.
for some time. But funny enough, I think I'm gonna watch Fear and Loathing probably tonight. Have you seen Fear and Loathing?
No. Mm-mm.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is a fantastic movie. It stars Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro. It's based on real book real people. Probably not real moments, but it's framed in like
You say
I
Fear
want to
and
say
Loathing?
late 70s Vegas, maybe.
Hunter S. Thompson.
Oh yeah, love Hunter S.
I wonder if I've seen it and just didn't know the name of it. I'll have to look that one up.
You might have, you might have. It's got a great cast, fantastic cast actually.
How
Uh,
fun.
yeah, it's a good movie, and it's funny. Like, that's one of those movies you definitely want to watch it in a special state of mind.
Later in life, he became a columnist for the ESPN website. But yeah, he's done all sorts of stuff. Like he went
Okay.
undercover with like Hell's Angels people, and then yeah, he did this Vegas stuff. Like he definitely lived a life.
All
Yeah, he
right.
did. Yeah, he did. And then he had his ranch in Colorado, which if you read up on the guy, it all makes perfect sense. And Johnny Depp did an extraordinary job playing him. Only other person I've ever seen play him is Bill Murray in a movie that came out like way back in 1980, where he plays him like so well. It's fantastic portrayal too.
Awesome. Okay. Very cool. Joey, have you seen Rocky Horror Picture Show? Did
Um,
I even ask?
you know, I was one of the midnights on Fridays and stuff, yada yada yada. Also, have seen Fear and Loathing more times. I because of my state of mind watching it, I couldn't even tell you how many times I've seen Fear and Loathing, and it's a classic. It's a cult. I mean, you have to just watch it and you just be like, wow. I'm pretty sure Johnny Depp was high the entire time. He had to be high to film it. There's just no way you could film that show not being high. And the character, he had to embrace the character, and he did a really, really. It's one of the movies that put Johnny Depp on the map for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you, you guys, for that one. I need a little shout out. I see Anthony down there and uh Four Queens Poker Club. And Michael, I hope you're doing well. And Zach and Barry, hope you're well too. Appreciate you co hosting yesterday, Barry. Um, yeah, yeah. Appreciate you guys coming and joining us this morning, afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. Let's talk about what's going on at the WSOP today. At 10 a.m. is event number 63, day 1E of the Mystery Millions. That's a $1,000 buy-in. At 12 p.m. is event number 68 that Papa was talking about earlier. Day 3 of that 1K ladies event, 1.2 million in the prize pool. 1,475 ladies joined the entries list. And guess what? That was more than last year. So we beat those numbers. And 48 remain with 194,000 waiting for the winner to stuff in her Louis Vuitton. Aubrey Williams is in first place with 1.7 million. Shannon Fahey is in second place also with 1.7 million. And I'm sorry, I don't know how many big blinds apart they are. As Papa was talking about earlier, Lexi Gavin is having another deep run this week. She's in fifth place with 1.2 million in her stacks. Excuse me. Event. Okay, sorry. I'm losing my train of thought, you guys. I'm tired. Number 14, Angela Jordanson, who used to hang out with us in Spaces, is in 14th position, and Caitlin Comiskey is in 27th position. And there's still a lot of poker to be played, and a couple of people are like a couple of double ups away from it, right? So good luck to those ladies for sure. At 1 p.m., event number 70, day 2. 10K pot limit Omaha 8-handed tournament, 6.7 million in the prize pool, 730 entries, 271 remain. Michael Mizuraki, the grinder, is in first place as far as chip stacks sizes are concerned with 946,000. Joseph Liberto is in second place with 716,000. Still in it to win it. Lucky Chewy, which is in Team Spacers Fantasy League, is in 31st position. Let's see, Lonis, REA, Hatcham, Ryan Reese, all still in it to win it. We need Lucky Chewy to get us some points. It'd be really nice if he could win that one. At 2 p.m., event number 71, day 1 is the $2,500 mixed big bet event, seven-handed. And at 6 p.m. is event number 63, day 1F of the $1,000 Mystery Millions. Event number 69, 1 p.m., final day of the 1,500 7-car stud tournament, 858,000 in the prize pool, 647 entries, 10 remain, 159K to stuff into the wallets. Daniel, I think it's Ging, has 3.6 million in his chip stack, and this one is HURAZZ4ROLLZ has 3 million, has 3 million. So that is heads up Raz 4 rolls. Still in it to win it in that final 10 are Viva Mexico and Lucky's at 77777. So good luck to those creative people for sure. That's what's going on at the WSOP today. It's a light schedule, and from this day forward, I think it's going to continue to be a light schedule as we are winding down the tournaments at the WSOP, and the main event is going to start in a few short days. People, can you believe we're on day 33? Come on with it. I can't believe it, or maybe I can. I'm a little road beat right now, but anyway. Anybody have anything they want to bring up? Now's the time. It's all yours, people.
Okay, sure. So yeah, we brought up the dinner break thing, and then the other big story of the day was during the tag team event. The person did not really name and shame, but we have this post from. Sorry, I'm trying to find it now.
Okay.
The guy with the 100K chips.
The guy with the 100K chips. I have no idea.
Okay. Why can I find it on the chat here? Here it goes. Kevin Theodore says, this was during the tag team. He said, table breaks for final 27. I immediately noticed I'm missing two 100K chips from my 290K stack. Call it out before.
Oh.
Full table agrees, dealer agrees, and the player next to me previously agreed that they have 200K chips. I'm forced by the floor ruling to take the big blind without the 200K while they review video. If I bust out now with the 90K, I'm out of the tourney. A different table calls clock forced to fold. Video determined player took the two 100K chips. So basically, he was forced to play his big blind with only 90K, even though he should have had 290K.
Oh my God. How is this a thing? That table should have halted. What in the world? And did they, so the guy, his neighbor took it off of his stack, or was it just was the guy stealing chips, or was it an accidental color up and he just thought it was his chips and took up off the table? What do you think?
That was not really made clear. It was just that they he said player next to me previously agrees they had two, so I guess they ended up with 4 at that point. So somehow 200K chips went from his stack to the guy next to him stack. Don't know if it was intentional, don't know what the deal was.
Oh my God. What the hell is going on
And
here?
they said
I don't
while
even
they
know what to
review
say.
the video, play must go on was basically the ruling.
I'm going to tell you something. If I'm sitting at that table, I'm looking at my neighbors going, let's not play a hand. Let them deal out the cards and let's all just sit here on our cards. Now, some will agree to that and do it, and some will be like, no, time is money. We got to play. And I would hope that everybody would take the high road, because if it's your turn for those chips to be disappearing and you're trying to get them back, you want your table to do it for you. I would refuse to play. I would hold on to my cards, and unless I'm on a clock, I would just slow the game down until they fucking review it. What else? That's not fair. It's not his fault that his neighbor got his 2 chips somehow. I'm not even going to accuse the guy of stealing because it certainly could have just been, they were coloring up and the two chips were out on the table and the guy mistook them and thought it was his, for the color up. And so,
Yeah,
what do you think, Papa?
he said cannot confirm either way what actually happened, despite asking for an explanation. Player is still playing because this
Yeah,
happened during the table break, so he can't speak to really how those
right,
two chips ended up over there.
right. And I certainly am willing to give the neighbor, the benefit of the doubt because we have all seen, a chip get thrown out there and it ends up between two players. So either one of them could think it's their chip. So I have no problem giving that guy or lady the benefit of the doubt that what they took him by accident. Papa Poker, what do you think?
That is totally crazy. Totally crazy. I cannot believe it.
I
I
know.
would be so upset. I would be infuriated just like you.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's like it's even hard to fathom. Like, is this a real story? Are we just doing like synopsis? I don't know, like scenarios to just discuss rules. But this is real life, people. Oh my God, it's crazy. Joey, what do you think?
I would I would put every goddamn delay possible into that. I would refuse to post my
Yeah,
blinds. Then when the action is on me, I would just sit there and call the clock, bring the floor back, and let it become a spectacle to the point where maybe the media coverage or somebody whips out their phones and captures this shit because it's just not right. I mean, I've come back to missing a 100K chip, and even though the rest of the tournament was still going on, that floor paused the action for my table for 25 minutes.
right.
Okay, so be it. And the rest of the table understood. They were like, well, if it was me, I would hope. They also said the same thing. If it was them,
Exactly.
they would hope that the rest of the table would be on board, and nobody complained. But that's
And I've been to at a tournament too where they pause the clock so they can go to the cameras, and I'm surprised that that wasn't done here. Really, I mean that's really the
Yeah,
solution.
Pads replied, refused to play until the next fours come. It's too big of a thing. And he said,
Yeah,
agreed, I tried. Absolutely. It was told absolutely not. Got forced into the big blind without the chips, regardless, near midnight
unbelievable.
in yellow Paris. Not another person from WSOP in sight, and there's no option available to me. I was told that was the ruling.
Unbelievable. I'm like, wait, what are we doing here? Oh my goodness. Go ahead, Four Queens, welcome.
Hi. Forgive me because I'm at a park with my little one, but and this is off topic.
Mercedes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying it's
Oh, it's
Mercedes.
Mercedes. Yeah. Sorry, I'm at a park with little kids, but that is crazy. By the way, what you guys were just talking about, and I hope that never happens to me or anyone else. But
Yeah.
I'm jumping in a little late. I wanted to mention something about Hunter S. Thompson while you guys were talking about Fear and Loathing and Johnny Depp and stuff. So we were talking about this yesterday. I work for a funeral home now, so I talk a lot about death. And there's kind of an interesting fact. I don't know if you or your listeners or anybody on the show knows this, but I figured I'd jump out and throw it in there. When Hunter S. Thompson died, his it's going to be hard to get this out without laughing, but his final wish was to have his ashes shot out of a cannon. Did anyone know that?
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
And Johnny Depp, being the good guy that he is, spent $3 million of his own money, and they did
Wow.
this in Colorado, in Woody Creek, Colorado. Wait, in Colorado. Yes, they called the cannon the Gonzo Fist. It was mounted inside a massive fiberglass structure shaped like Thompson's iconic double-thumbed Gonzo Fist. The setup, and I'm just reading this off real quick. The fist held a fireworks-style launcher device, and it was built atop a 100-foot pillar near his property, making the monument stand taller than the Statue of Liberty. The launch was then accompanied by multicolored fireworks, and his ashes were erupted into the night sky amid a deafening boom. The cost, again, $3 million spent by Johnny Depp, and it had about 250 guests, including Jack Nicholson, Bill Murray, and John Kerry. So
Oh my God, that's amazing. Thank you for
Isn't that
sharing
kind of
that with
wild?
us.
Like, I just wanted to throw that in there and share it.
She's coming in hot with the death facts. I love it. My friend Mercedes. Oh my God. Oh, I love it. She's planning deaths these days, people. If you need help, that's who you're going to see. Oh my God. If we can't laugh about that, we can't laugh about nothing, people.
Can I get like a tiny little coffin for my bankroll?
You know, now my thing is if
Well,
you have some wild wish, just hit me up, man. I'll make it happen. You know, like I like being that
right.
person.
Well, Isaac, Joey won't have to worry about the mini coffin because his would just be ashes and nothing, empty.
Yikes.
Air,
Yikes.
air. I have to throw that zing out there.
100%.
Well, we could add dibs to that list too now, Joey. Oh my God, dibs was so fun. We had so much fun. I'm just going to tell you, I will never forget these meetup games as long as I live. I just won't. To be able to meet people that we hang out in spaces with in real life and play what we all love to play, poker, and just have it's so cool. It just is so cool to have fun. Then we go out for dinner and then maybe we'll meet again for lunch or something or go over to play at South Point or the Nugget or whatever. It is so flipping cool. If you don't have this in your life, join us or start it by yourself, for your own group of folks. But do it. Find a way to have fun at the poker table. I think that will help you last in the world of poker longer is if you're still having fun doing it. I truly believe that. You see so many shit regs that are so miserable in their lives at poker tables here in Vegas that it just, every time I see one, I'm just like, this is another reason to have a meetup game. This is another reason to have some kind of social poker game because they're not having fun. And I understand why, because their next meal may not be accounted for. You know, I get it. But at the same token, Jesus, make it fun for us, please. All right, I'm off my soapbox. Off my soapbox. ASG, you have anything else you want to bring up?
Yeah, I thought this was fun. I shared this, and you know what, just to do some positive, whatever. This is from Habiki O Poker, who's somebody who came, I believe, from the first time. Oops, I posted it wrong. Reposted into the group chat instead of pinning it. But anyway, I think playing for the first time. Yeah, she says that's how it started off.
Oh, yes, I did see this earlier. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, so this was from the ladies' event. She said, "At my first WSOP, I made it all the way to sitting at the feature table. So happy. There were tons of people who say ladies can win. It's easy, but it's really tough. Players from outside Asia will absolutely say welcome when you sit down. Good luck when you go all in, and even nice hand if you lose. I want to learn from that. Oh, and if you sneeze, they say bless you. LOL."
I love that. I absolutely love it. And also, that brings a little bit of a magnifying glass, doesn't it? When she kind of gives a little zing to the Asian culture that maybe she plays, wherever overseas in Asian countries somewhere, and they're not so friendly. And so I get it. She's recognizing the good things, and I love that. Thank you for sharing that. It's always a learning curve. I learn every day, but she's enjoying it. Isaac, you have anything else you want to bring up? Do you have anything under the neons today?
Yeah, I do. Give me one sec.
Yes, perfect. And while he's getting that, Papa, you have anything you want to bring up?
I'm all good.
Uh,
So excited to play the mini main tomorrow, and
Yes.
I hope to track down some of you guys in Vegas. I look forward to it.
Papa, do you have any
Yes.
opinion on the dinner break story?
Pack your backpack. I bring a backpack fully packed. Give me a break. Just pack and order online, like Sherry says. I'll be fine.
You don't think? Okay, yeah, I think the Rex or the people who come just for the main are going to be in for a surprise. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that, but it's an easy fix at least. You know what I mean? Like, that's an easy fix for sure.
Easy fix. Don't make the dinner break. No problem.
Yeah, I get it.
No,
I
I'm saying
get
easy
it.
fix. Bust out before dinner.
Oh no, that's a costly. That's a costly way to fix it.
That's an expensive ass dinner break, yo.
That's brutal. Oh, that's
Hey,
brutal.
but hold
Isaac.
on. Aren't the dinner breaks? Well, not the dinner breaks. The regular breaks gonna be 30 minutes now because there's no dinner break or something like that.
Yes, there's going
Yes.
to be multiple 30-minute breaks. Kevin, some people are calling that even also the worst of both worlds because they don't think going from 20 to 30 really adds any time. So they'd rather just end their day earlier if there's not going to be a dinner break. If so some people are saying like, well, you're adding all this extra break time, and there's no long break for dinner. Like they'd rather just end early and then they can eat when they're done.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels kind of weird. In a way, thinking about it, it's almost a non-issue. But hey, like you said, it's gonna be a fun surprise for people who show up just for the main if they haven't learned this. So yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's go to Joey for a minute and then we'll go back to Isaac for underneath the neons.
Okay, so thought just popped in my head, a little bonus lesson to piggyback on today's lesson, and it has to do with if you're going to late reg in the main, when to make late reg in the main. And I don't take credit for this. This is from Chance Corneth. What Chance advises to do is look at the satellites that are going on, because they run the
Right.
satellite to get into the main when the main event already started. So what happens is that when those satellites start feeding players into the main, you want to jump in when they're jumping in, because now you're jumping in with brand new players that didn't even have 10K to fork over. They're not going to be your highest caliber players usually. And
Right.
yeah, so what a great tip he had given me and the world about that is, you could late reg in the main, but it's not like you're missing out on all of the easy chips that are going to be in play, because there's a whole swarm of players that have no choice but to late reg into the main because they satellited in. Very interesting.
Yeah, very good advice for sure from Chance Corneth and Joey relating it to us. Appreciate
Because
that.
like most people who satellite in have satellited in before the day one starts, so they'll be there when the day one begins. So like, when would what time are you speaking of?
So we need to look at, and maybe this year they fixed the structure, but usually, when he gave this advice, there was no app. So he was like, you just watch the satellite, and when people getting up out of their seat, they're going to go up on the registration line to cash in their golden ticket that they won, and you just get on the line with them. Nowadays, I guess you have to just look at the structures and when the satellites are going. But unless they fixed it, maybe they fixed it but they're on, like on day one or day 1A, day 1B, each day there are satellites that are running and they'll do it right up until the last day. I've heard great, amazing stories about people that they entered the very last satellite. They got in like level 2 or level 3. So it's usually like around, remember they're long levels. So it's usually like level 2 or level 3 that they are appearing. And yes, you're right. There are satellites that go on days before the main leading up to it, but there are also same day satellites, unless they changed it. And sure, somebody could look on the structure sheets, but there usually are same day satellites. And yes, can you save the ticket to the next day? Yes, but people are so, especially with ESPN in the house, people are just going to want to jump right in. They can't wait. They can't help themselves.
And and sometimes the satellite is designated that it's for entry into the flight that's that day, like you can't change it to the next day. So
Right.
you definitely want to read the fine print to make sure that, like, if you want to play today and your plan is to play, you win a seat today, you play it tomorrow, double check to make sure that's what you can do, because there are some satellites for sure that say that you have to, play the tournament like the satellite, and most of the time you're late regging for the tournament you're trying to get into.
Right.
So definitely check that fine print, people.
Because it's not just
Yeah,
the
I think
main.
most of the time, I just think most of the time now, the satellites that I see that are, especially the ones at the World Series, they're either ones where you've done it before, or the new ones are all the
The
survival
landmark.
ones where, like, whenever you get 10x chips, you just are
Yes.
done. So
The
there's no like
landmarks.
one time when they're all breaking anymore.
Well, it's not even well, and even in that case, if they're feeding in, it's just that's the flight. Like that's the flight you want to get into when those folks are going in. So it's probably an hour and a half of sporadic people entering from those landmark tournaments, maybe. So it's that time frame, I think, is what he's referring to as well. Go ahead, Isaac.
Yeah, I love the landmarks because the fact that you can go in and $1,100 spin up to 100K and then get 10K, like in casino chips.
Yeah,
Fire,
yeah.
fire.
I played one in Malta. I liked it. I
Yeah,
liked
I
it.
love the format. I love the format.
Yeah, I liked it for sure. We're ready for you if you're ready, Isaac.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. All right, y'all. Well,
Inside the
today's
Mia.
yes, indeed. And today's episode is about the last great frontier of old Las Vegas, the frontier. Before Las Vegas became known for luxury, it sold a different dream. The Wild West, cowboys, outlaws, pioneers. The frontier wasn't trying to transport guests to Paris or ancient Egypt. It reminded visitors where Nevada came from. For about 60 years, the frontier stood as like one of the strip's most recognizable casinos and became home of one of the most important labor battles in American history. The frontier opened in 1942 as the Hotel Last Frontier, making it one of the earliest resorts on what would become the Las Vegas Strip. Back then, there was no Bellagio, no Caesars, no Mirage, just desert. A handful of ambitious, situations and dreamers betting that people would travel hundreds of miles to gamble in the middle of nowhere. The frontier embraced a Western theme from the very beginning. Guests were greeted with frontier architecture, cowboy imagery, the spirit of the Old West. It wasn't pretending to be glamorous, it was proudly American. Like many early strip casinos, the frontier changed hands several times actually during its history. One of the most famous owners was billionaire businessman Howard Hughes, who purchased the property in '67 as part of his campaign to reshape Las Vegas through legitimate corporate ownership. Hughes's acquisitions helped reduce organized crime's influence over the city's casinos and encourage banks and public companies to invest in Las Vegas. The Frontier became another piece in Hughes's plan to transform the city. The Frontier welcomed some of the biggest names in entertainment, including Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, Diana Ross, the Supremes. Unlike the Sands, which leaned into tuxedos and martinis, the Frontier embraced country music, Western culture, and everyday America. It appealed to a different kind of Vegas visitor. This is what makes the Frontier unique. In '91, workers represented by the Culinary Workers Union went on strike after contract negotiations broke down. Most labor disputes last days, maybe weeks. This one lasted more than 6 years. It became the longest successful strike in U.S. labor history against a hotel or casino. Every day, picketers marched in front of the frontier carrying signs while tourists walked through the doors. Eventually, new ownership settled with the workers in 1998. That's a long ass dispute. The strike became a landmark moment in labor history and reshaped labor relations across Las Vegas resort industry. Poker players understand endurance. The Frontier story is one of resilience. The casino survived ownership changes, economic downturns, shifting tastes, and one of the longest labor disputes in American history. Whether you agreed with management or labor, the Frontier showed that persistence can change history. By the 2000s, the Frontier was surrounded by modern age mega resorts. Its Western charm could no longer compete with billion-dollar developments. The casino closed in 2007. In November of that year, the Frontier was imploded before thousands of spectators. The land remained vacant for years before eventually becoming the site of the Fontainebleau in Las Vegas. Another piece of old Vegas disappeared. Another chapter ended. The Frontier wasn't the fanciest casino. It definitely wasn't the richest and it wasn't glamorous. It just represented something that was very important, and that's the independent spirit that built Las Vegas. It reminded visitors that luxury, or before the luxury, and the celebrity chefs, there were pioneers willing to gamble on a little speck of city in the middle of the desert. Without places like the Frontier, the Las Vegas Strip we know today may never have existed. That's the Frontier, folks. The next one for the next episode will be the Horseshoe.
Love it. Thank you so much for that. Love it. Love it. Joey, I am so upset we did not get a picture together. Oh, did we lose him? Or is he
No,
running
because
across?
I was just thinking the same thing. Like, how did that even happen? Right?
I don't know. We'll have to rectify it the next time I see you, buddy.
100%. 100%.
Um, I need to. I've got so much stuff to post. It'll probably be posting the next 3 days between the quilt stuff, the meetup game stuff, and yeah, it's a good problem to have. I'm not complaining. Trust me, I'm not complaining. But just stand by for pictures and overload, people. Go ahead, Isaac.
The TDA summit is Monday and Tuesday, or just Tuesday?
It's Monday and Tuesday from 9 a.m. I know on Monday. I can't remember what time on Tuesday.
Okay. Okay.
Yep, and that'll be live if you're not in Vegas, you guys, you can watch it live. I'm excuse me. That's Monday and Tuesday at TDA Summit at the Poker Ghost Studio. Joey, I'm really thinking about coming to that a little bit late,
Yeah, I'm
just a little bit.
just trying to figure out logistically about that, like what to do. I guess I can go. If it starts at 9, does that mean the doors open like 8:30 or 8 or something?
Yeah, they do open a little bit, maybe 15 minutes early.
All right. Kai will be with me, so I think I'll go get my name tag, yada yada yada, with Kai. Set up Kai, save a seat for you, and then I'll just go out and outside and do my lesson from outside, and then go back in. So we'll
Yeah,
save you a seat,
yeah,
okay? If it's possible,
yeah. I
we'll save you
appreciate
one.
that.
Okay.
I appreciate that. You know what? Yeah, I don't know. I might have to sit by Maureen. So don't be surprised if I end up sitting somewhere else because we definitely have some things that we have to discuss, like that we're going to be like presenting or talking about or
All right,
whatever.
then we'll find
Um,
Maureen and see if there's seats at her table. That's what we'll do.
yeah. So, yeah. So we'll just play it by ear and see what, whatever. But I think what I'm going to do is we'll do the space and then I'll head over there because last year I did the space while I was sitting like in this little area between um like where you come out of the casino and go over to valet. There's like this little area and I sat there, but it was really noisy and I was like, you know what, I might as well just stay in my room, do the podcast, so to speak, and then just head over there after that.
Yep, sounds good. I might have to even go to the car. Who knows? We'll see. Or I'll just go inside and go up one level in the elevator to somebody's floor. That's all.
Right. And it just for me it's just easier if I'm in a quiet place because I have so much to cover.
Mhm.
Um and you get distracted, people are walking by, you're like, "Oh, check out what he's wearing or what she's wearing." And the next thing you know, people on the podcast are going, "Hey, are you there?"
Yeah, I
Are
hear
you
you.
there?
Yep, I hear you.
Papa Poker had to leave, so I appreciate him stopping in and joining us today for sure. He's going to be heading to Vegas later today, so he can play tomorrow. I think he said he's going to come in a little bit later this evening, maybe later than he wanted to, but he has stuff to do before he can hit the road. So, and I'm not sure how long of a ride he has. But anyway, I know Exec Deck's playing today. Anybody else we know playing today? I think Karen and Turbo are playing today as well. Slay's playing today. Oh, by the way, Slay came into the meetup game. Isaac.
Hella dope. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Slay came and Brandon came just from our old spaces people. Brandon came with his girl, Turbo, Karen. I think that's it from the old spaces game.
Oh, that's dope though. I'm glad that Turbo and
It
Slay and
was fun.
everybody made it out. Hell yeah.
Oh, and then Wolfie came toward the end too. So yeah, it was fun. It was
Oh
fun to
shit,
see
no shit.
everybody.
Wolfie made it too? Great.
Yeah. Yeah, he
That's
came right in at the end, and I had to leave for dinner. So I only got to visit with him for a little bit, but they were having fun for sure.
dope, dope, dope. Did he make it to dinner too, or they all stayed and played over there
No,
for a bit?
they stayed there for a little bit, and I don't even know how long. Honestly, I haven't talked to any of them after we left,
Okay.
but they were going to play for a little bit longer. So I look forward to the update because Brandon is a wild child on the poker table. I wish I had more time to sit and play with Brandon because I would have loved to be able to talk about having his chips this morning. Hey, Mercedes, go ahead.
I just wanted to, I know we're just kind of loosely throwing things around, and I was driving earlier when you guys were talking. I just wanted to chime in when you were talking about just how great the Bellagio receives these games. I just wanted to add that Craig Larson specifically has been such a champion for women's poker, in my opinion, because I really didn't know him. I mean, he knew I was a massage girl, but I really just kind of stormed into his office and said, "We need a ladies' night." And I and I made all these points, and I'm a nobody. And he told me yes. And Sherry, when I first met you in person in December, he really went out of
Right.
his way and he told me, "I want you to meet some of the other women that are doing a lot in poker. I think it's important that you know them." And that's how he approached me to coming to your game. And I was like, "Okay, absolutely." And I just wanted to throw that out there because it's important. Again, as a nobody, like I said, a massage girl who just really wanted to play the game. And I quit the job so that I could play the game. But then Craig gave me that gift to hold that space for women. And we started last September. And I really should do something to celebrate it this September because it will be a year that we've had a ladies' night at Bellagio. And then for what it's worth, Sherry, I could really use some pointers on how to get swag for like splat pot, like the splash pots, like how you do, because I haven't had like the resources. I don't know all the right people. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of new to everything, and it would be really cool to promote other organizations or other groups at our night. And we're not going to start again until August, the Bellagio
Right.
Ladies Night. But I just wanted to throw that out there. I just want it to be noted that Craig and the crew at the Bellagio have just kind of welcomed us with open arms. And I wouldn't be here listening to you or talking to you or being a part of this wonderful family. Like we had such a beautiful night last night at Fogo de Chao. If it hadn't been for Craig opening the door and elevating me to meet people like yourselves. So I just kind of wanted to add that in there because it gives me
Love
warm
that.
fuzzies that I get to be a part of this. And like I said, I'm a nobody.
I love that. And you are somebody. And I'm going to tell you something that I don't think I have spoken about, but I'm going to tell you. Um, Craig is a beacon of light in the poker community because he has the right heart for it because he loves the game as much as all of us do. And so a lot of his decisions are not based on just the bottom line. And that's why he's good at what he does. He can see the value in having a ladies' night, and he can see the value in us coming there with our meetup game. And he's a great host. Like he goes out of his way. He tells me whatever you need. And what Mercedes doesn't know is when she started those meetup games, he emailed me and asked me if I could plan to be at the one in December. And so I planned my airline ticket around that game so that I could be there in December and support Mercedes' event and be there and, answer any questions she may have, maybe a beacon of light and guidance. And so I appreciate you and your words and your efforts. And I want you to, because you live here in Vegas, you kind of have an advantage of things that you can do for Splash the Pots. And I'm going to tell you, I would try to go to some local restaurants and ask them for gift certificates because your game is really focused on your local players and folks like me that just, plan to be there when I'm coming in from out of town or just happen to be in town when you're having one. Um, could use a restaurant, gift card as well, but your locals would love those gift cards because they live here. So I would try to go to some local favorite restaurants like Blueberry Hill or the Pepper Mill, or even go over to the Stratosphere and ask them if they would give you like certificates for their little parachute thing drop thing. I don't know what it's called, but I would do some of those local things because you have local people here. Maybe go to the pinball museum and ask them for, two sets of tickets entry, for entry, or the mob museum for, can I get two sets of two tickets for entry? That's what I would do if I lived here and was going to
Okay,
do a meetup game.
that's helpful. I've also thought, because I'm on some networking groups in Facebook, and I also did think of maybe posting there and being like, hey, do any
Yep.
businesses want to donate, you know, to our
Right.
ladies' night? Because like we
Right.
only get Bellagio swag, but I just like now that the summer is going to be over and I've started this new job and my daughter's starting kindergarten, I feel like okay, I'm going to be able to focus back. But I would love to give more. That's a great idea. Thank you. And I do, yeah, some other things do come into mind than working with local restaurants. That's a great idea. Thank you, Sherry. And thank you for
You're
sharing
welcome.
that. I didn't know he did that. Now, see, I want to go give Craig a hug.
Yep. Yep.
That's
Yep. Yep.
amazing. Okay, thank
It's very
you.
cool. Yep, he asked me if I would. Yeah, for sure. And so, yeah, you're in a unique situation because your local people are coming to play your local game. And so that's a great selling point to just walk into a business and have a little letter made out saying, this is, who I am and I'm looking for donations because most of them want a letter provide to their upper, management or whatever. But I think, and that is fun for your locals too, because, you know, they can go to the mob museum or they could do whatever, as well as a traveler. Oh, I can go to the mob museum. I have two tickets now, So I definitely would hit it that way and put it on your, all your social media, asking for donations, for sure. Go in the ladies groups asking for donations. And guess what? Some of them might say, no, we're not going to let you post that here. So be it. But try. Let them tell you no. Don't assume. Try. So that's all I got for you. Go ahead, Isaac.
I'm gonna make a suggestion because she's in Vegas. Do you follow Bluff, Mercedes? Do you know?
No.
Okay. On YouTube, there's a person named Bluffin Bob, I believe is the name of his profile, but he's a very well known local gambler who streams and does all of that, does content. He has a crew of people, and they're all gamblers out there, and they're all Vegas based, and they do stuff, where they give back and do all types of things like that. Maybe there is something there for you. So I would suggest, follow them and reach out. There's also another slot streamer that's really well known named Lady Luck, who's also someone like that. Again, like Sherry said, you don't know, but you're in the city, so you don't know what's possible. Give it a shot.
Thank you. I
And I
just
would
found
just,
him on YouTube. I just
I,
found
I
him.
would just, I would just say to keep it manageable. for the first time you're doing this kind of reach out is I would only reach out like to 4 different groups or people or restaurants or museums or whatever, 4 at a time so that you can take that reach out from start to finish. So start, you go in and talk to them, give them the letter. Finish, they either say yes or no, right? So I would only do like 4 at a time so it doesn't get overwhelming, and then pick the next 4. That's how I would go about it. Go ahead, Joey.
Yeah, the other thing, Mercedes, that you could do is just look on social media at the other charities of what like giveaways they are receiving, like from local restaurants. And what you'll notice is that some of the restaurants are the same restaurants and over again because they have a budget for this stuff. So you can cut out the legwork because people are 5 steps ahead of you that already have done this and had to go through all this, and you could just kind of copy and know what entities within the valley are giving away stuff all the time.
That's helpful. Thank you.
All right, very good. Very good. Love it. Love the brainstorming. Love the brainstorming. Okay, people. I'm getting off here. I've been up since 3:30 this morning because I went to bed at 9 o'clock last night or 9:30 or whatever time it was. So getting off here, gonna take a nap, then shower, and I gotta figure out about this drawing. Hopefully hopefully Lupe is gonna let me know really soon what the total number was so I can get this drawing done today. But go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, well, that was Colette's question. She just looked at the calendar and she's like, "Today's the drawing," but we didn't hear anything about
Yeah.
it.
Well, no, you should be checking my social media. It's been posted, people.
Uh-huh.
Just for my own defense. And I did say something at the beginning of the
Yeah.
show that I'm waiting because what they've been sending me is just a screenshot of the donations and the person that made it so that I can make the ticket list. But I want to make sure my total matches her total. So I asked her, what is your total? Because this is my total. Are we in agreement? Just as a double check to make sure nobody's been left off or I've made a typo or whatever. So I am waiting for that. And, it really should take only about 3 minutes for her to open up her spreadsheet, look at the total, and text it to me just as a double check. Because once I do the drawing, that's it. If something's missing off that list, sorry. And so I don't want that to anybody to be upset or something wrong, right? So I'm trying to, yeah, here we are. Go ahead, Isaac.
Nothing. Just gotta get out of here. I gotta go fly my drone real quick. So, much love to all of you. Have a great day, and see y'all tomorrow.
All right, perfect segue. ASG, anything else?
Yeah, I just pinned Derek Walters. Walters, the guy who was offering people ICM value in the main last year. He created an ICM swap app. So for people like it or anybody else who might need an ICM calculator, this might be a helpful thing to have.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you, Isaac. Hope you have a good day. ASG, same to you and Joey and Mercedes. And I see Barry and Michael and Kush. Hope you guys all have a great day. I'm going to sign off so we can all enjoy the Saturday. The sun is shining here in Vegas. I hope it's shining where you are as well. Love y'all. Appreciate you all for tuning in currently or in the near future. Have a great day. You get a chip and you get a chip